All right, guys, whether you were trading Forex or futures today, it was a pretty sobering sell-off, to the downside. A lot of people who were positioned to the long side just got obliterated in today's heavy sell-off. And so what I'm going to show you today is no matter what asset class you trade, Forex, futures, stocks, options, I don't think it makes a difference. I'm going to show you how a simple trendline strategy can keep you honest, can sort of help you look for low risk setups in the market, and I'm just going to show you how it can drastically keep your trading simple. Let's do it. All right, guys, let's get right into it. No time to waste. Today was just a bizarre day on Wall Street. All asset classes, right? Futures, Forex, stops, options got obliterated. And what I'm going to try to show you here in this video on both the futures markets and the Forex markets is how to just, maybe just kind of keep your cool a little bit, right? I think a lot of people freak out when they see the volatility spike, and you kind of have to train your brain to understand that when the volatility spikes, guys, that is a good thing for active day traders, right? When volatility spikes, what that means is it presents us with good opportunities to look for. It doesn't mean that you should randomly just short everything in sight, right? You have to be extremely careful when you're cherry picking your shorts or your longs for that matter, right? So what I'm going to show you is how to simply draw a trend line to keep yourself honest. All right, so first piece of business, let's go ahead and transform this chart right here into the clean chart. Okay, you have to understand that this is a game of being able to look at clean price action based charts. So that's step number one. Now, what I have for you here, guys, is the futures markets. That's what this chart happens to be, but I also happen to have a Forex chart, GBP JPY, and we're going to talk about the GBP JPY in just a few moments here because this is a direct proxy against the United States stock market, okay? So let's start with the S&P 500 futures, all right? I'm going to move the trend line out of the way, and I'm going to explain to you why I put this on the chart, which is a simple trend line nails the insane move twice, not just once, all right? So guys, if you're looking to catch a short, remember, a short trend line has to be drawn upward sloping just like this, right? And in order to draw a straight line, you need 2 points, right? So here is point number 1, point number 2 as an example, and you are drawing the trend line in an upward sloping fashion. Does that make sense? So step 1 in that process is identifying the points, what I call pivot points, right? So let's go ahead and draw it out, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get the idea, right? A pivot point is really just every single bottom reversal bar's low, okay? And what you're looking to do, like I said before, is connect these pivot points with a straight line. So if I move this bearish trend line over here, can you see how that trend line basically encompasses all of these pivot points, okay? And so this represents a really, really strong trend line, okay? And guys, lo and behold, when this trend line gets smashed to the downside, we see a nice potential setup right here. This is our beautiful short signal. Your stop gets placed 1 tick above the most recent swing high. And same thing on Forex, guys. All right, let's do the same thing we just did. Let's catch all of these pivot points, right? Let's catch all of them. And here was an example where we got one trend line, it broke, there was definitely a short setup, didn't work out in our favor because we took a stop, but lo and behold, if we draw that second trend line, kaboom, just nailed a pretty significant winner on GBP JPY. All right, but let's go back to futures for the moment here. I want to address this point here when I say trend lines are repeatable, okay? So Today's move on the S&P 500 and all the asset classes, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, right? Everything. What do I mean when I say the trend line happened twice? Well, let's go back to a few hours prior. Look at this pivot point here. Let me get this into focus here. Look at this pivot point here. Look at this pivot point here, right? So if I duplicate this trend line and I pop it on just a few hours earlier and I connect it like this, isn't that interesting how a nice setup took place here to the short side? Now your stop did have to go pretty far away, right? I don't know if I would have taken this one, but you get the idea, right? Entry happens to the short side on a trend line break, not just because you've randomly decided to go short. This is what I mean when, guys, you have to be very careful and very selective on your trades, especially when the market goes berserk like it did today. Huge sell-offs and traders who were stalking the market and cherry-picking their entries and looking for really, really low-risk setups. I mean, come on, man. This was just about an $8,000 potential trading just a couple of contracts, right? And listen, don't assume that you ever will catch the entire move, right? I don't know if anybody can capture the entire move, but that's why I say potential, right? Even if you can capture a fraction of this move, like half of this move, or 25% of this move, or whatever percentage of this move, right? You can now start to see how having an organized trend line based strategy to catch the starting point of a trend before it even starts, right? To me, guys, and this is just my opinion, this ability to look for low risk setups, guys, this is the holy grail if you ask me. That'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great trading week, and we'll see you on the next trade.